So hello, how are you? I'm doing great, Brad's doing great, and today we're going to have our own version of the debate. We're not going to do anything political today, we're just going to make fun of stuff, and we're going to have a really fun time doing Would You Rather. So all you have to do is be a part of it with us, and you're going to win free t-shirts, all in today's What's in the Box.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Yes, so Would You Rather? That's a fun game. We used to do these kind of games all the time when we were just hanging out with our friends. And you know what? Last night would have been a much funner time if we just watched Worldwide Would You Rather. That would have been really funny. We might have actually watched that actually, you know. So anyways, I had a good time. Other people did not. So we're not going to get too much into that at all really today. How are you doing today, Brad?
Pretty good, man. Sore. Pretty good.
Yeah, Brad got sore from watching too much TV last night. You did. But you were saying it was your legs?
I like leg and back day.
Leg and back day. So Brad's been working out. He's working on his figure, you know, and I've been working on my attitude. So we've both been working out recently. So that's good. So what's going on with everyone today? Hopefully you're all doing great. Yeah, if you have any kind of comments, questions, anything you want to talk about today, feel free to talk about it and you'll get a free t-shirt. That's what we do every day. And it's pretty fun. It's a fun way to give away free t-shirts. And so we can have something more to talk about, Brad and I will probably do our own version of a debate, which will be the Would You Rather. I guess it's not quite a debate because I think in a debate you're supposed to like have an opposing view.
We could argue the points.
Gotcha. So, what you want to try that rule out?
Yeah, we could try it.
So whatever the first option is, Brad, you be that one, and I'll be the other one.
Okay.
And we have to be for it. And you guys can pipe in too, so that way you guys can decide where you stand on the issue. We've got some questions pulled up. I don't know if Drew's got some too, or if Brad's got some. I don't know. I've got some pulled up.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I
can
just went
monitor
ahead.
if you want to ask, yeah.
What's that?
I can monitor the chat if you want to ask.
Sure. So Brad's gonna watch for you guys. So Brad's got he's got a hard job here. He's got to talk to you guys and do this. So
I'm on performance enhancing drugs.
Right. So the first question will go to Brad, then the second to me. And by the way, I purposely chose some that are let's say leaning PG-13. We're not going to be too offensive, but they got to be kind of weird, right? I mean, like, Would you rather doesn't make sense if you're just doing, would you rather eat a taco or a sandwich, you know?
And everyone should. That's actually a tough one. That'd be hard to argue.
Yes. So, some of this stuff is, I got to censor myself, but that's okay. I'll just roll with whatever. So, let's go right for the heart, or the gut of it for that matter. Brad, would you rather get diarrhea on vacation or the day of a big presentation at work? So I guess this might not work the way we're thinking, because that means you have to be always good for getting it on vacation. I have to be good for it on presentation work. You can choose which one to go with, and then maybe I'll play devil's advocate.
I'll do the vacation.
All right. Why would you rather get diarrhea on vacation other than going on work or having it at work? During a presentation, it said, so there's something.
Yeah, I think I would rather have it on vacation because I'm not constrained to any kind of time or monetary things, and I could just poop freely.
That's true, but I enjoy my time on vacation. I kind of want that, and I could. You could always delay the presentation. You can take some a little more time to get it all sorted out while you're dealing with your personal stuff. You can have a lot more thinking time in the bathroom and really sort it out. I don't know which one but I'd rather not have any of them. I think we can all say that, right? But I'll take I guess I got to go into work based on the rules. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if the rule thing will work out. I think we should just have our reasons.
I would still rather have it on vacation.
That's fine. I'll take it at work. Yeah, and maybe because I own the company, I can just call the guys and be like, let's do the meeting tomorrow. I'm working on projects right now. I'm working on the big picture. Let's call it that, you know? So
I think Pickle Rick agreed vacation. Josh Bink, what you think? That rhymed. I'm a rapper.
Yeah, I don't, vacation would not be pleasant. You know, there's something about like, even anytime you don't feel well, you just want to crawl into a hole and die, and just
Crawl into a hole and poop.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways,
Shrimp and margaritas.
what's that?
Josh Bink said he had it on vacation one time. It was due to shrimp and margaritas.
Ugh.
Two things
Like,
I don't
he
do.
got it from being on vacation while he was on vacation?
Your mom said depends how close the bathroom is to my desk.
What's that?
Your mom said depends how close the bathroom is to my desk.
I know, I would just move it into the bathroom, bring a tray in there, and just be like, I'm hold my calls. No,
The other night I talked to someone on the phone while I was in the bathroom. They had no idea.
I can't.
I've done it to you several times.
Dude,
But there's echo down there. Like if I'm at home and I'm in my bathroom, my walls are wood, so it's just like real isolated, good sound.
Yeah.
But,
me and my wife are in a weird predicament. We don't talk to each other at all, like if the other one's in the bathroom. And that's kind of scary, because what if the person's in a bad way?
like never? Y'all have never done that or just started doing that?
Never have done that.
Really?
Like, I mean, it would have to be emergency zone. Like, knock on the wall if you're alive kind of talk.
Okay.
It's a special moment in time. It's just that might be the one thing we don't share about. But anyways,
I think I'm more open to a lot of girls that I've dated in that arena. Other than, I mean, to me, I don't know, if you're living together, the concept of privacy gets eradicated. Or maybe that's just my conditioning through the relationships that I've had.
yeah.
We're getting deep.
Now, I imagine on a screen printing press too, that'd be very difficult, because if you're one of it takes 3 people to usually run a screen printing press, just sometimes more, depending on what we're doing. But if you're like, hey guys, you basically have to announce to your crew.
You just I mean, that's the whole thing. It's like if I've got to go to the bathroom, like I'll run the shirts off and be like, hey, you need to go pee, you need to get water, got to go to the bathroom. Or, I mean, I'll make my rounds in the morning. Like I know if everybody's setting up jobs and I haven't saw anything yet and everyone's going to come rushing to me in like 5 minutes, I'll be like, hey, I got to go poop.
Yeah,
Got a plan.
the biggest thing is if it hits like sick though. Like you look out and the QC, the quality control person, just walks away from the press. Like no explanation. Like I've got to go do something. Yeah. So there's so many scenarios where.
Real men wear job diapers.
All right. Would you rather sniff butts like a dog when you meet someone new, or eat dog food every night for dinner?
Sniff butts.
You just want to sniff some butts. I mean,
Hands down.
I'm not going to go with the other side. I do not want to eat dog food every night for dinner.
Dog food.
Now, is this you could say the loophole would be like we feed our dogs table scraps sometimes. We let them finish the bowl off. Like we've eaten the food off the plate and they get the clean.
Yeah.
And we always make the same dad joke, not dad joke, but the married person joke. We're like, looks like we don't need to put them in the dishwasher. Let's put them right back in the cabinet. The dogs did the cleaning, but we never do. So don't do that.
My uncle does.
Ugh. So as long as I get table scraps, I'll take the.
Yeah, smelling dog food makes me physically sick.
Weird thing. We were talking about, out of all things in the world, like it used to be very popular. I think it was throughout time, with 50, 60, 70, whatever, people would eat liver.
Yeah.
Like that was a thing, liver and onions. And like, I don't even know last time I saw liver in the grocery store, to be like, I don't think a lot of people eat liver. I've never heard one of you guys said I had the best liver I've ever had last night.
My family eats it. I'm sure your family.
Like, I remember my dad eating it once.
Oh, really?
Like in a restaurant, and I took a bite, and I was like, "This tastes like metal."
Yeah, it's so just ferrous tasting. Like, it's so bad.
But I was wondering if they just turned it all into dog food and just kept moving forward, But yeah, to me, that's what dog food looks like. Is like fancy feast, but for dogs, like the stuff they try to, the expensive stuff.
Yeah, that's what when Betsy was on basically her deathbed, that's what we had to feed her. That stuff's like $70 for 6 cans or something like that, roughly $12 a can.
Now they have in the grocery store with dogs, they have those, they look like loaves of cold stuff that you keep in your fridge.
Really?
That you like slice, like
a sausage log or something.
Yeah, it's like a sausage log of just like food. Actually, a lot of people are making their own dog food now just by, doing grains and peas and carrots and turkey and basically Thanksgiving dinner in a loaf. No, in a bit, and then, I mean, that's what some people want to do.
Thanks for the loaf.
Your puppies want to eat good. If you love them, you should give them good food, the best you can. We can go for, I don't know. Yeah, if you guys have any questions too, throw them out there, because we're just going with funny stuff we see online. We probably should have prepared this a little better.
I mean, we're just winging it, and
We're
that's
just
the
winging
best
it.
thing. I would eat some wings right now. Maybe that's what I'll have for lunch.
The problem is that there's so many in here that are like, it's not funny. Like, whoever writes these things should really do better. They should do better. Would you rather have a dog that looks like a baby or a baby that looks like a dog? I mean, all I have are dogs, and then we call them babies anyway. So I'm cool either way. I don't care.
A dog that looks like a baby or a baby that looks like a dog?
I mean, both would be disturbing if you saw them in real life. So
like a weird Ewok.
Yeah.
I'd go for a dog that looks like baby.
Dog that looks like baby.
Because dogs still can't talk and then wouldn't get like bullied.
Yeah.
I think that's where I would go with it. Josh Bink said, I did know a guy who willingly ate Alpo from a can. True story. He said he was bulking.
Mad Max did that in Road Warrior. I think the movie opened with him eating out of a dog can, like eating dog food with his dog. That is the future, everyone. You and your dogs eating the same liver cans.
Josh Bink asked, would you rather fight 100 chicken-sized horses or 1 horse-sized chicken?
There's so much would go wrong with every one of those scenarios. Because it's proven in time, fighting 100 of anything is Gulliver's Travels, man. Like, you'll get ganged up on. I mean, I think I would fight the 100 chickens.
100 horse-sized chickens?
100 horse-sized chickens.
No, 100 chicken-sized horses.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Small horses or 1 big chicken.
I would take the horses because there's no talons involved.
Do the chickens retain, or do the horses retain their strength? Are we like in an Ant-Man situation right here?
No, they would. It would be
proportional.
yeah.
Okay, so everything scales down squared.
Yeah, because ultimately one hit from you to the little horse. This is awful. We're talking about murdering a whole group of horses or punching them or whatever. Yeah, you would just get like a hockey stick and just take them out one at a time. You just be like scything through them.
Yeah, horse-sized chicken, because horses, I don't know if y'all have ever been around horses IRL, but they're big.
Yeah.
Anything that stands taller than me and it's like legit, like, I mean, its midsection was to my forehead, and then like its head was 4 inches above mine. I'm like, nah, fam.
Yeah, the any animals that are your size can get kind of intimidating, especially off subject but on subject. One time when we were on a vacation and we saw a bunch of dolphins come up to the boat we were on, and we had rented a boat too. This wasn't like with a tour guide to go swimming with the dolphins.
Yeah.
We all just jumped in with the dolphins.
Oh.
And we were like, that's what you're supposed to do. And it was weird, first of all, because they were bigger than a human.
Yeah.
And then one came close to me, just checking me out, not being mean. And I was like, I tried to ride him. And I put my hand like on him, kind of like you're trying to mount like a motorcycle, like fin. And then I tried to like, but the minute I started like moving above him, he freaked out and got out from underneath me and turned around, and I went to go pet him to like say I was sorry, and he just and bit my hand. But it was like a dog, like a don't touch me dog bite. It wasn't like, he didn't break my skin, but it was like a nip. And he was not happy with me at all. And then I tried to make friends by giving him Doritos, and then the water police came up and they're like, you can't give him Doritos. They're already too salty.
Unless you wash it down with Mountain Dew.
Yeah. Extreme Ranch Dolphins is what was going on there. Yeah, they got ranch blasted that day. No, they being around animals that are your size or bigger, they have too much strength.
Yeah.
Like, you would not be able to defeat a horse.
No, God.
So
no.
you give them a beak and talons. Those talons would be like katana blades.
Yeah.
Like if it was a chicken the size of a horse.
Yeah.
You would be deboweled in like seconds.
Yeah.
You'd be henpecked. It would go right through you. One stab.
Yeah. 100 chicken-sized horses.
Yeah. That's the only option. But I still think you're in a bad position there too if you're not careful.
Windmill.
You've got to be swift with your decisions.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, that I'm gonna throw one. Would you rather screen print every shirt or DTG every shirt? And I mean every situation. You can't choose. You can't choose. Like, in other words, like you have to figure out how to print an 18 color shirt on one piece without a DTG machine. And that like is your, or you'll die. That's we have to put a consequence in there. Like, if you reject the order, you die.
DTG.
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 That's sad to say because I really like screen printing. I think they're both good. They're both good quality.
Yeah, that's what I told the brother guy. One of the brother dudes from Brother came yesterday, and Brian Brownlee came yesterday too. And we hung out for a little bit. We were talking about how another company came to see us, and we're looking at our brothers, and they had brought in some screen printed samples, and they had all got them down from like 12, 16 color, et cetera, to 4 or 6. And we were printing them, we printed that same artwork on the brothers, and I'm like, dude, you're about to see a whole new world of things. And I'll admit that, like I eat, sleep, breathe screen printing, but at the end of the day, you're gonna, unless you have the hugest equipment in the world, something that's just unattainable nowadays, because everything's going digital. DTG is gonna, you're gonna get more information there.
Yeah, the one thing about DTG printing that's not my favorite, but I think is just going to get better and better and better, is the consistency of like what we would call spot color in screen printing.
Yeah.
And it's not even the color tone. Some of it. It's more like I wonder if it's we have to do a lot of maintenance to a DTG press, and I think that's part of the key. Is like, it's not a set and forget it kind of solution. I could not imagine somebody being like, oh, I want to own a $40,000 to $100,000 DTG at my home, you know what I mean, and just use it whenever.
Well, you can't; it'll just go bad.
Yeah, the best quality messes up if you don't use it. It's like everybody always says, a lot of digital machines are like that. They like to be ran.
They need to be ran daily.
Yeah. So, yeah, when I remember back when it was like, oh, what's it gonna be like if you start buying DTGs as an Epson printer for $200 at Office Max? I was like, first of all, it has to be an Office Max left. Second of all, what you have to do to upkeep it, it's just worth, not dealing with that unless a professional company handles that and they do it every day and nothing but running. It's better for us to probably print 24 hours a day, really, as far as keeping like the heads unclogged and all that kind of stuff. Because you'll get something called banding. So that's one thing too, is like a lot of people think, oh, if I just buy a DTG, press that, or just go with anybody who says they have a DTG. First of all, there are so many different DTG companies in the first place. There's so many different techniques. And what we found out from doing it so long is there's so many headaches that you have to learn and really to refine your troubleshooting and really know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But that's the way I feel about that. So I'd rather do DTG2 just because of being able to do anything we'd want to do if I had to choose between the two. But I really want to see, I want to see the, you know, if somebody wanted a typical 3-color spot color design that we would screen print all day long, like it'd be interesting where to see something like that come off a DTG where you're confused between the two. That's the biggest thing. If the DTG scene can get to where any printer would look at it and not know what they were looking at, you know what I mean? I think that's when the market will be that way. And by the way, I could tell back in the day when everybody could back in the day when it seemed like a song, right? I'm just using music as an example. When streaming music in the lowest quality, that sizzle sound, like someone would be like, yeah, I downloaded the new whatever album. Or some of my friends will be like, oh, I downloaded the new Spider-Man, whatever the animated one is. And I went to go watch it on Plex that he had downloaded, but he downloaded and streamed like the most lowest quality. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not experiencing it like it's supposed to be. But now, I mean, I still think that there's, I don't know, Drew made a point about this too, watching like a real movie on Blu-ray at your house, you know, versus streaming it on like Netflix or something. I can tell a big difference. So I think me and you were talking about that a while back, Drew. Like the quality, if you're really looking for the quality, you'll see it. You know,
it's this, I mean, it's not analog because everything's digital, but like it's the closest thing to analog from, because all streaming, I mean, that's just packets of data going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and there's always going to be some kind of loss there. It is not a lossless format. Blu-ray is so huge, you can pack so much data into it. It's still it's still lossy, but it's definitely, like, I remember going back and downloading, there's some movies that I would wait till they came out. When I would stream them or something, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna wait to this. But now everything's like, oh, watching 4K, this and that. But then sometimes like that, the buffer rate will just drop, and you're like, it looks like potato.
Looks like potato.
You just get bummed out.
Yeah, I noticed a lot in the like nighttime scenes in a movie. You see that kind of like stair stepping of to pure black. It looks almost like
there's a purple, a green, a really, 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 really dark blue.
Yeah, to me, like you see the pixelization even in something that should be high quality.
It's super posterized.
Yeah.
When darkness. And I even got one of them TVs that's supposed to have the actual black, like no light pixels or whatever.
The OLEDs.
Yeah. So it's like it's supposed to be true black, and I'm like, nah, I know what true black is, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah, we're talking about all these rather thans today. I'd rather have a nice quality version of the thing we're talking about and just really looking at quality first, and then making a decision. Does it make sense, to do so? Is there certain movies when I watch them, certain that you look at and you're like, it just didn't. I didn't feel like I needed to see that. I started watching a movie the other day that I started watching, I think on HBO Max, and they don't stream in 4K. At all. I mean, so
that's when it always looks like butt.
Yeah. And I'm like, you're a movie company and you don't stream in 4K. So I went and jumped over to Prime or something and watched at least streaming the 4K version, and I could see a total difference between the two different streaming services.
Yeah.
Well,
HBO, whatever,
but it was free on HBO,
but you had to
and I ended up paying the $5.99 rental thing for it over on Prime, and I was happy with that because it was a cinematic movie. It wasn't just like that particular movie. I can't remember which one, but I remember being like, we got to stop this, and we re-rented it and then fast forwarded it to where we left off and then kept watching it on the paid-for version.
Prime's got good speeds. I didn't know about HBO in general. Their app just sucks. I canceled mine a long time ago. And Netflix is, I mean, it's always steady. The app, at least. It's so crazy. Sometimes I feel like I'm always living in the past because everything's an app now.
Yeah.
And it just gets. I recently just started using the YouTube app. because I think that Google has purposely made YouTube.com on a browser, on a phone, like a mobile browser, just inaccessible. Like I can't close my phone and it won't show the pop-up to where I can play it with my screen off, and that's very annoying. The rotation on my phone is like, I know my phone's gyroscope isn't screwed up, it's just the YouTube mobile browser sucks.
Yeah.
So I use the app now, and the app is confusing and I hate it. But we must adapt.
Here's an interesting question. This is a little bit of a biased question. I know which one I would choose right out of the gate. Do not talk to anyone or talk in depth to 10 people every day for a month.
Oh, talk to people in depth.
Yeah, I would rather sit around and talk all day long.
You ever been to ISS? Did you ever get in-school suspension?
I think like detention, some version
but
of
no
it.
talking, no moving.
But I don't remember ever sitting there literally all day long, like school hours.
Oh, I did.
They would send us home all the time.
Oh, dude. The first time I got ISS, I was in 7th grade. And I remember sitting there until lunch. I remember getting to the lunchroom, opening my mouth to eat a sandwich, and my jaws felt like they were going to break. Like, not talking for a whole day, that would be awful. Awful, awful. And I hate the sound of my own voice.
Yeah. I'm a very, sometimes I get self-conscious that I talk too much. I really enjoy communicating with people. Sometimes I process my thoughts out. I like hanging out with people that I can talk out loud as I'm working an idea out. And Brad got to experience that probably when we were going from Memphis back home. Or I just get on these things where my brain's like on a, you know what it feels like? It's like writing a song, but an idea. You know what I mean? And I'm just playing with it out loud, you know? So then I get off on a rant and ramble and realize, man, maybe I need to stop talking so much. So, yeah, that's my style. I don't know about you guys. But I like to be quiet though and be chill sometimes, but then it's like, yeah, I have to have I recharge it by hanging out with people and talking. I actually feel refreshed, you know. That's my style, guys. I don't know about you guys, but
I think, I mean, sometimes, you know, a little bit of nothingness is good, but that's the same, like, that's just like driving around by yourself, but then I'm usually like singing when I'm doing that. So it's like, my biggest thing is just literally, I think my jaws, something's wrong with my jaws, my mandible. If I don't talk or move my mouth, it hurts real bad. Any doctors in the chat?
Is it like a, kind of like when you sit down for too long, you stand up and you're like, oh, I just gotta stretch my legs, and they kind of hurt, but they're good, like?
No, it's more like, please stop this agonizing pain. It just sucks. I remember trying to like eat a sandwich one time.
Yeah.
Did both of you eat the pub subs yesterday? Did you get pub subs?
Yeah, yesterday we did, every last Thursday of the month, by the way, we do lunch, company lunch, whatever. We order lunch, and we did just Publix subs. If you don't know what Publix is, it's a grocery store chain here in the Southeast. I don't know where else it goes. I know it's all over Florida.
Florida's the originator.
Yeah. So I don't know if you have Publix in your area, but pub subs are great.
They were explicitly good yesterday, though.
Yeah.
They hit different. That 9-grain bread.
I love that 9-grain bread. I think freshness of bread is always an important part of their subs, you know. And
I mean, it was just really, really good yesterday.
Didn't it have mayo on it? You don't like mayo? I thought.
They didn't. We got them. I wish we had got oil and vinegar packets because.
Yeah, I noticed we didn't have much condiments.
Yeah, we had mustard and mayo.
You know what I use? I found we have a bags of just random condiments, and the Chick-fil-A sweet sriracha sauce.
Oh yeah,
holy cow!
Yeah,
like I never had that before. I'm like, that's my new thing.
This was your first time?
Yeah, dude, I couldn't believe how good that stuff was. I usually don't like too much spicy stuff, but that's like, It's like sriracha hot, but then cut again. It's like Polynesian sauce and sriracha together, right?
It's balanced. It's really good. It's really, really balanced. It's my favorite. It replaced buffalo sauce for me when I get nuggets.
Yeah.
I'll still put buffalo sauce on my sandwiches, but like it replaced buffalo sauce to me with nuggets and fries.
In the past, I like Polynesian sauce, but it's just sweet. It's good sweet, but it's not. That sriracha in there, though, it like ups the game. You know what I mean? Like the flavor is huge.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I could cook with this stuff.
Oh yeah,
I
dude,
could glaze some food, make some shrimp glaze or
so
something like
good.
that.
Well, you can get the Thai sweet chili sauce from stores.
Yeah, that's what it kind of reminded me of, but it
Yeah.
was something special about theirs.
Oh yeah, it's just way better because Chick-fil-A does it better.
Yeah. So we, I tried that on a pub sub though, which was great, and I also tried a packet of Taco Bell sauce. That's fine, but I was just like, it didn't do. It just was kind of like salty and vinegary. It kind of like lost its Taco Bell-iness.
Remember when Firehouse had their like wall of hot sauce pre-COVID?
Yeah, but I would buy bottles of that daddle pepper sauce.
Oh yeah, I mean
That's
that's
their sauce, you know.
Captain Sorensen's barbecue sauce.
Yeah, daddle pepper sauce is amazing, and I'm not a big pepper kind of person, but I like those sauces that have lots of flavor, not necessarily heat.
I like the flavor and the heat.
Yeah, I don't mind the smallest amount of heat to where I feel it, but dude, if it gets too much, I literally feel like my like it hurts. Like I don't mean just it's intense heat. I'm just like literally like lemon juice in your eyeball hurt. You know.
See, that's to me like so I can go like I'll do like a habanero whatever and eat it, and I'll eat some spicy wings, but if I've got like Tabasco puts me out like hard puts me out. I don't know why that is, and I'll eat a little bit of it, but it's hotter to me than like hot sauces. Texas Pete's is my current. Yeah, dude. Texas Pete is the best hot sauce, next to Frank's.
Y'all like Cholula?
Yeah, I like Cholula.
That's my favorite.
I never got into it. I don't see the appeal.
It reminds me a little bit, not that it reminds me of Taco Bell sauce, but the same kind of flavor. You got your vinegar in there, you know, more of this tangy kind of vinegary thing, but not much heat, you know. But I do like it, but it's not that intense for me.
Louisiana as well.
See, anything that has cayenne in the ingredient, man, it's not destroys me like going back to our original question, like blows it out. No, it's more of a like I feel feverish and my joints hurt. Like it's
Not
weird.
Allergic to it.
Yeah, it's similar, but I definitely notice it if it's powdered cayenne. Powder, and I wonder if it's more about the fillers and the way they do it. Maybe not. I don't know much about it. I've never done one of those allergic tests. I'm not really I'm allergic to like dust, you know. I used to be allergic to cats when I was younger, but yeah, no, cayenne will it's like a neurological thing, back spasms and stuff like that.
Green peppers do that to me.
Yeah, green peppers messes with my brother too.
Green peppers, and I love green peppers, and it didn't affect me all my life. It affected me when I turned about 17, 18 years old. And it just puts me out, dude. It feels like someone has literally punched me in both kidneys 4 times. I hate it.
Ugh.
I hate it bad.
So, I'm trying to think of another. There's some good ones in here, but like some of them they're just not hitting right. You know what I mean? I think the Would You Rather game, it's fun, but unfortunately, the grosser it gets, the funnier it is, and I think that's the charm of it. So, yeah, like this one here. This is not a funny one to me, and tell me if you are entertained by this. Would you rather have a toaster for a head or a cactus for a spine? And maybe it's just so far removed from reality that I'm not clicking with it. I mean, I would say something like, I guess a toaster for a head so I can have unlimited. But see, I'm assuming I'd just be able to make toast flying out of my head at that
Yeah,
point.
will we still be sentient in this?
You have no brain, you can't see or taste it like
Yeah, you're just literally a body with a toaster for a head.
Yeah, then, I mean, neither.
I guess a cactus for a spine so I could still have consciousness.
You'd have some rigidity.
But that's why taking these games literal kind of messes the whole thing up sometimes.
That was always my
Or
problem.
like, have knives for toes or have spaghetti for body hair?
Wait, what now?
Would you rather have knives for toes or spaghetti for body hair? See what I'm saying?
Spaghetti for body hair. I like shoes.
Like,
Think about that.
I mean, if I've got to go up against 100 small horses, I'll take knives for toes any day. I want to kick stab those horses, or tame them. You threaten to tame them, and then I'd have an army of miniature horses, and then get a sleigh, and have 100 horses. That'd be funny. I would tell people I have a 100 horsepower sleigh, and it would really only go like 1 mile an hour. We never describe it. Like, that's a really weird definition of measurement of horsepower. Like, who are these horses? How big are these horses? You know, because all different breeds probably are faster than other ones. So that's a problem. I think too much about this stuff, and then I get in my own head.
I want spaghetti hair.
Spaghetti hair. I
Dang
mean,
it.
that's totally fine. But anyways, yeah. What else is going on in the world with the? I mean, I don't know. The Would You Rather game's pretty fun. We used to play those games of Never Have I Ever. I remember playing those. That's a good way to get to know some people real quick.
I don't think I've ever played that game.
It can get really revealing, you know, if you're not careful. It depends how revealing you want to be. How open of a book are you? Brad, are you an open book?
No, you don't even know my real name, man.
I don't know your middle name until recently, until someone figured it out.
That ain't even my real middle name.
That I don't believe that. If you're just catching up on what we're talking about, Brad no one knew Brad's middle name, and it's a very, I guess, obscure middle name. I've never met anybody with that middle name,
I'm a ghost.
or first name for that matter. I don't think. And we had Josh. Who figured it out?
Josh Bink.
Josh Bing. And we were all shocked. So, I'm not even going to tell you what his middle name is. Josh will have to reveal it again.
LV.Danny702 said, "Hey, what up? Green check mark.
What's up?
Hey, brother.
Hey, brother.
Hey, brother."
Yep. Would you? I don't know, man. Some of this stuff is ridiculous. Like, would you always try to open a door incorrectly, or always stub your toe going upstairs?
Always try to open the door incorrectly.
I just don't care about either of those. It's like I don't want either to happen, but it's just like not interesting. But
would you rather never listen to music again or never see a movie again?
never listen to music again,
Never see a movie again.
because
Wow.
I'll choose a movie about music.
Yeah, you can kind of inadvertently still listen to music.
I'm like looking for the loophole and everything.
No, if that's why I fear death is not being able to listen to music.
There's a new horror movie that came out. I think it's just like on Shudder. I think there's more of a story to it about like a guy gets cursed or something, and he starts losing all of his 5 senses. And by the end of the movie, he runs out of all 5 senses, I guess. I don't know what the end of the movie is.
So he's Papa Roach.
Is that it? What? Oh,
Because I'm losing my sight.
lose my mind.
It's like a minute.
Yeah, I was like, what? I was really concerned for the lead singer of Papa Roach. I was first about to say, Brad, you know his name's not Papa Roach. That's not the lead singer of Papa Roach. What's your name?
Papa Roach.
Papa Roach. That'd be awesome if he was really a single guy the whole time. It wasn't a band name.
But yeah, he loses all his 5 senses.
Yeah, I don't know what happens after that. I just had to think through, okay, I don't know if it's all happening at one time or if it's systematically you're losing your sight, your hearing, your feelings at some point. Your smell.
Yeah, what is the 5
Smell would be
senses?
the first one that I'd be like, okay, that's fine if that one had to go, I think.
My great grandma had no sense of smell.
Really?
Yeah, not even kidding.
I think that's fair to say. Smell is the most, like, if you had to choose an expendable sense, smell would have to be the first. I mean,
But you never smell cookies anymore.
you eat them at least or
But
something.
you still wouldn't be able to taste things very well.
Like
That's-
vividly. I know it's connected, but to be able to taste, maybe some people would choose taste. I do like food. I think they're both connected.
I mean, I totally agree with you. I mean, I would definitely like lose my sense of smell and, you know, become Dewey Cox
Yeah.
and still learn to play guitar without a sense of smell.
And I hate to say it, but I think I would take vision over here. Like I would want my vision before hearing. Like if the sequence of things losing.
That's weird that you chose music over.
No,
I guess
I
you
cho-
can still hear
I chose
movies over
movies.
music, but you choose vision over ears.
Yeah, I want sight.
You want sight.
Yes,
Okay.
I will take vision. I'll watch movies.
Okay.
If you had to choose between, would you rather lose your vision or hearing? I would rather lose my hearing.
Vision.
Really?
Hands down, dude. I can I play drums with my eyes closed. I can play guitar with my eyes closed.
But just mobility of doing anything in life, like sight.
If I could not go home and like listen to music, or if I could not play guitar again, like that's the stuff that keeps me up at night. I always think like, what if I had no arms? I would give up hard, dude. Like I don't, but like I would definitely like, I need to be able to hear. And I take terrible care of my ears, and I probably needed to take, but I can still hear up to like 16K. So I'm still, you know, they're still hanging on, but I'd definitely lose my vision over.
Did you see the new? Did you see the newest Blade Runner movie with Ryan Gosling? The Jared Leto's bad guy. He was blind, but he used technology to be able to see, and he had something like 6 or 8 hover GoPro cameras floating around the room at all times. So when he's talking to people and then like intimidating them and whatnot, imagine right now if you had just cameras hovering all around you. But I was like blind, but I was able to see you, but from every angle, like your brain can. It's already hard for us to understand like how a bug would see, right? A bug's be able to see, but imagine being able to see inward in multiple dimensions versus outward in multiple dimensions, like looking at you, but be able to like security cameras everywhere, right?
Yeah.
But he's surrounding something, so every field of vision the next the camera's
You got
seeing.
super periffs.
But he's able to like understand it though, like all the way around somebody.
Yeah.
And they never show a visualization of that. They just show him like looking off the side talking, but like you would make a facial expression. I'm like, why are you sad? You know, because he can like see you and everything from every way.
Yeah, that's wild.
And that ultimate like someone's looking at me, like that's about that's what made his vision really good. He had a God complex, and then it's like being judged by every angle of who you are, you know, and who you are.
He
not
wants
just
to
what
be
you are.
omniscient.
Yes,
LV Danny said sight would be the worst one to lose.
by far.
And then, Josh, what's your opinion?
Sorry, I just read. This is a good one. I don't know why I think it's funny. Would you rather get in an argument with Meryl Streep or Tom Hanks?
Probably Tom Hanks.
I'll take Tom Hanks just because I'd rather hang out with him if that's my chance to.
Yeah, I don't.
Like, what's your favorite food to eat at, Tom Hanks? And just argue with him no matter what he says.
I'm like, I didn't like you in Big. Just tell him all his movies suck. Like, Castaway was terrible.
What's your favorite movie, Tom Hanks? He says, Forrest Gump. I hated that one.
Probably something.
I actually loved it. By the way, Drew showed me the trailer of a new Tom Hanks movie that I almost cried during the trailer.
What is it?
What is it?
Here.
What is it called?
Here.
Just Here?
H-E-R.
And it looks like they filmed the whole movie from one angle, the whole time, like they're in a house, but they
Well, it
show.
looks like it spans time, so it's like the beginning of the universe up to the point when Tom Hanks' family coming to being or whatever.
It's like we compared it to a movie called Ghost Story that I'm always talking about.
That's what I was about to say. And
Yeah.
it seems a lot like it.
That one's more about a haunting, and I used the analogy. I was like, in a weird way, memories and or just thinking too much about a place. Like if Drew made a point yesterday. If we think about where Brad and I are right now and everything that's ever happened throughout time on this like 3-dimensional spot,
Yeah.
at least plot of land, if you will, all the way back to dinosaurs to now, So in some way, I guess it spans that, but it picks up from like a young couple, and it's Tom Hanks and the girl who played Jenny from Forrest Gump. So she's back.
Really?
Yeah, they fall in love and they're married together, and this is all in the trailer. I'm not, so if you don't like trailers, sorry, but then I'm spoiling a trailer for you. But basically, it's going to span their whole life. But what I'm a little confused of is what the connectivity of before they start a life together in this space. I'm really curious about like what are they. So is it really more about the space and they don't come into it until some point in time, or do they play the cavemen that are walking around in the space too? And they even show dinosaurs like run around in the space at some point. And it's Robert Zemeckis is making it.
Robert Zemeckis.
So yeah, I would rather have an argument with Tom Hanks in a three-dimensional space for all time. That's what I'll choose. But it looks really emotional, and I almost got sad in public.
I don't know if we've talked about it in depth on here before, or maybe me and you have talked about it, or maybe me and Drew. The Longlegs movie.
That movie looks great. It looks terrifying.
It looks insane.
Also, I have a theory. Right now there's all these TikTok-y kind of videos going along where if you call a number that's on these billboards that Nick Cage is talking, and I don't know if he's specific.
That's what okay.
Like he's. I don't know if he's specifically talking to the individual, like AI is doing, like you're having a conversation with the killer, or if it's a pre-recorded. It was hard for me to tell. Some of them sound too similar to the other ones, but I did hear something really interesting about this, that there is so what's happening in a typical TikTok video is you're seeing a billboard that's about the movie Longlegs, and it has a phone number on it, and people are like, showed a picture. Like, say if I went and took a picture of a billboard. There are people who are saying that the billboards aren't real. Think about this, is like, if the purpose of doing a billboard is that people went to get in, engage with it, but you can only expose it to that many people in that small amount of area, why not fake a bunch of billboard pictures with a unique concept around it, put it out as a social media campaign, being like, did you see the billboard? Billboard doesn't really exist. But then we're all sharing the billboard with the phone number on it. So if you go call this phone number and it'll do the gimmick of whatever's going on.
Have you called it?
No. But I'm more interested about the viral campaign of like not being real, like being fake billboards and letting social media. Because think about this, when we see funny signs and funny memes of like anything really, but like I've seen a lot of pictures of like sign fails. Like, you know what I mean? Like this place, there's a lot of funny ones. Like the one that says, it's about exchanging your kids' clothes out, and they ran the sign together, and it's called Kids Exchange, but when you read it, it says Kids Sex Change. So it's funny. So that gets out, but someone the oops had to be real, and you had to stumble upon it, and you share it as a meme, and that's what we're at. But it's like, now I don't know what's real anymore. If I think of a funny thing, I'll just fake it and put it out there, and that's what some people are saying is genius. I think it's kind of genius, but it's also kind of, some people get frustrated. It's like, why would they want to go spend millions of dollars on billboard campaigns when they can just fake it, take Photoshop it, and then fire it out and know that everybody's going to share it. Say like, can you believe this billboard? So we shouldn't believe it because it's probably not real. But apparently calling it is real. I just don't know if you're actually talking to an AI version of Nicolas Cage's character.
I want to call the number.
We'll do that. We'll let you guys know what happened. Or feel free to look up what I'm talking about, but it's kind of weird. Let's do one more, and then me and Brad are going to go find some Chick-fil-A sriracha sauce. And I haven't eaten lunch today. I would. Now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm very hungry.
So if anybody else has any other ones they want to add to the pile, let's do it while you can. Get a free T-shirt just for bringing it up. Otherwise, Brad and I will wear all the free T-shirts, and that's just what we're going to do. So, I just hit a hardest level, it says.
Okay.
I don't know what's hard about this. The other ones were kind of weird, but let's see. I'm just going to, you mean just random it?
Yeah.
How about That one. See, that's not hard. Dude, I don't want to do this. It's like play board games or console games.
That's weird.
I'd rather play console games in most situations.
Yeah.
But see, they didn't put the stipulation, like, right now, would you rather play board games or console games versus, like, forever? Like, you got to put a consequence in there. Like, the only thing that makes these things work is the consequence. Of all times, I would say console games because I can still play with people. The reason you play board games is usually more of a social connect with people kind of thing. But I just like playing console games too much to switch it out. I actually get social anxiety sometimes playing board games. Example, when you go to a friend's house and they want to play Cards Against Humanity, and they don't put a definite, like, we're playing until someone has 7 cards.
Yeah.
You know?
It's kind of endless.
Yeah, and the next thing you're 4 hours later, you're like, this might be forever. I'm stuck in a warp of Cards Against... No, seriously, I have, like, an anxiety, like...
I don't like playing games unless there is a set goal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
like,
it's-
and even if there's a set goal, you know, some people might not want to play for that. Like, if you play a real game of Monopoly, or we would play... My dad liked to play Risk a lot growing up. And if you play a full-on, the way you're supposed to be playing a game of Risk, that might span over multiple days if you really...
Oh yeah, dude, that's a Friday night to Sunday afternoon game.
Well, because you're playing with it's a level of gambling, kind of in a way, because you're rolling dice. It's strategy plus
Luck.
Yeah, luck, and so you could get in a back and forth like a real world war the last 2 years. The next thing you're playing Risk for so long.
Yeah.
So these are not that hard to figure out. Play hide and seek or get into a pillow fight.
Josh said, would you rather hear a guitarist out of tune or a drummer out of time?
No, that's an awful question. Like, I hate that you asked that.
Guitarist out of tune.
There's a relativity to it. I guess we'll contextually put it in that you've noticed it. I hate saying it like that because there's sometimes I'm gonna go with just, I don't like answering this question, but I'm gonna go with drummer out of time only because the drummer could possibly go back in time easier than you could say both. You could debate both the same way. Like, are they constantly out of time and constantly out of tune? Because a drummer can kind of come in and out of time, but once a guitar is out of tune until you actually physically change it up here. But the drummer's just physically changing it on the fly. That's why I would only choose a drummer.
Yeah, but how? And see, this is where my brain goes. It's like how much out of tune? A step, half step, a couple cents, quarter of a cent.
And if you're listening to like
jazz,
yeah, if you're listening to like really experimental metal, like you're just all chungas and you have dissonant chords, and like it might actually sound good.
Yeah.
You're like, man, that out of tune sounds great. I heard something interesting today, though, that kind of goes along with that. That the very first note on the, I'm going to say that, is it called Black Parade? Is that what it's called?
The G note.
The G note. The guy was talking about it today on this thing. It was like a TikTok video, but he said that he said the reason that's so recognizable is that he let go of he put his foot down on the pedal to open the dampeners that are in there. So what you're really hearing is the G, but all the other strings dissonantly ringing a little bit, and that's why that's so, like, not just your typical, G note. That particular, you can play the very first note of that song, and if you know that song, you're gonna know it, what it is. But he said that's why, and that's why they did that for like to stick in people's heads more. And I was like, that's kind of genius to know that. To know that's what you're doing when you're recording it, you know.
We need to get board games. That's what this was fun. I think board games is the next step in the evolution.
Being off the grid?
No, board games.
Yeah, I'm just thinking board games would be a great. Like, think about that. If the whole
a board game called Off the Grid,
yeah,
where you try to get. I'm shaving off my fingerprints for $50.
That's funny. Yeah, you could make for when you go off the grid called Off the Grid.
Yeah.
That you can like socially learn how to be off the grid even better. No, when the power grid goes down, we got Monopoly, man. We got Risk.
Yeah. Risk is fun though.
It is fun. It is fun. I'm not going to say it wasn't, but there's a level of like, especially when you're being beat down, you're like, you're going to take over the world. At some point, there's a level where you feel like there's a no return.
Yeah, you know.
There's an
the winner.
in-game moment where
Yeah.
you should be able to say checkmate.
Yeah.
I don't think you can truce and risk. I think that it's for the egomaniac to really dominate.
Yeah.
So
I used to play an online version where I would see how fast I could beat it on hard mode.
what?
There's like it's made by Hasbro too. There's an online thing that you can download it to your desktop, and you play Risk, and you can put it on easy, normal, hard, and then it times you how long it takes. But all the rolling's like auto roll, so a lot of the time of rolling 3-4 times is cut out. So a easy game could last like 14 minutes if you're just going at it. But I would see how fast I could beat a hard or expert level game of Risk. And I love it. I used to play the heck out of it.
I mean, Risk. I think they made a digital version of that, right?
The
Risk.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to think if I played that though. I remember playing something like it, but it wasn't. Wait, in the digital version, did you actually roll the dice, or did you actually choose attacks?
You could choose attacks, but you could the auto roll was done for you.
Oh, okay.
So it's just super sped up.
Gotcha. Well, this is another funny one. This will be our last one we're going to do today, and hopefully you guys have an opinion about this. So, would you rather have to get the face of the person you dislike tattooed on you, or constantly see them in person?
Tattoo.
Yeah, I'll tell you the tattoo. Because you can cover it.
I'd just put it just smack dab somewhere like, hey.
Or you could treat the person like that in real life, just cover them. Be like, I don't like this person, just...
Here's a bag. It goes over your head.
Yeah, just put them in a place where no one can see them. That's all you got to do.
Josh Bink said off-grid game is actually a good idea, like hillbilly version of Grand Theft Auto, like how to be a moonshiner and avoid police.
Oh man,
That's the origins of NASCAR.
do you think super off the gridders like go to sleep at night and being like, I wish the grid would go down?
Oh, absolutely.
So that way,
That's,
the power of their community coming to them, being like, please let me in.
isn't that the definition of self-fulfilling prophecy or whatever? Like you're just hoping, like, Lord, I hope it comes true. Let the grid fail. I've got so many pork and beans in my...
Yeah. I just think if you're an off the grid person, you shouldn't tell people you're the off the grid person.
You ever met like any of the bunker people for real? Like for real bunker people?
I shouldn't be talking about it, but my unfortunate a family member, Caitlin's sister, I think she moved from California to Minnesota
Oh, okay.
to get away from it all. But I think she moved to a pretty, I don't want to say populated town, but like, I was like,
Just
if
real
you
rural.
can get to the hospital in 30 minutes, it's out there, but still like, I don't know. I think they were afraid of that. I have a cousin that lives out in like West Georgia, and he was talking. He's building a bunker. He's building his own house, and there was this kind of big open cement block area that's in the basement, but another part of the basement. And I was like, "What is this area for? With no wall, no
That's my
windows?"
pork and beans.
Yeah, and he's like, "It's my vault," and he's putting, I guess he's going to live in there. He said when the nuclear blast, it can withstand a nuclear blast, and I'm like, I don't think they're going to blow up Villa Rica first. Like, Villa Rica, by the way, is out there. It's out there. I mean, I would say about an hour from Atlanta or so, give or take. And by the way, this isn't like off the highway. This is like off the highway, then drive 20 miles out that way toward Alabama. And it's, yeah. So, yeah, there are people that are very concerned about that. And I just hopefully they stock up on board games like Risk and Off the Grid, the new game by Jon and Brad.
Monopoly and pork and beans.
Terminus T's, Off the Grid.
That is a good idea, though. That is a great idea. We need to do that for real.
Make a pancake company, Off the Griddle.
Off the griddle.
Teaching people how to make pancakes in the survivalist mode.
I can't get
We
into
had pancakes the
survivalism.
other day. I think we talked about that.
We did. They're bad.
You didn't like them?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you went to the donut. We talked about that.
Yeah, we talked. Yeah, I wanted the donut.
I liked it because I just haven't had them in 10 years. So I was
Been a
like,
minute.
I thought they were fine in the sense of like I don't know what good is anymore when it comes to pancakes. The syrup was good.
Good old sugar water.
Tootsie Rolls are good.
God, I do love Tootsie Rolls.
Tootsie Roll pancakes.
Really? Is that a
I'm pretty
thing?
sure people have made pancakes about of every because you said that you guys make like special pancakes.
Oreo pancakes, dude.
Oreo pancakes.
Mm-hmm.
I think we might have made like chocolate chip growing up, but nothing. It was pretty straightforward pancakes.
Anything fried Oreo is probably one of my favorite things in the world. So, but man, I wish we had fried Oreos. There is a wings thing down the road that has fried Oreos, but they kind of suck.
Yeah. Fried Oreos. They're pretty good. I haven't had one of those in a while either. But yeah, guys, we just wanted to have, I guess, in tradition of having a debate, like happened last night, the first debate, we decided to have our own about these kind of subject matters that really matter in life,
Yeah.
like small horses, the size of chickens, versus chickens the size of horses.
Yeah.
The question was, if you missed that, was one chicken the size of a horse or 100 horses the size of chickens? Great question. I love that came from, who asked that one? Do you
Josh
remember?
Bink.
Josh Bink. We owe that kid, I think he's going to get shares in Terminus at some point, because
Probably.
we probably owe that guy too much free shirts. He found out your middle name.
Super Sleuth.
So make sure you check out Josh Bink's website. I'm going to learn more about this guy. Have you ever looked at his art?
Josh.bink.art. No, because whenever I click on it and it just like won't let me go to the thing. It just says reply or report comment. I'm not going to report his comment, but
So we're going to go check out his artwork. And when we do that, we'll showcase some of his stuff. That's the least we can do. You know what I mean?
the least.
I'll tell you what, Josh, send me some of your artwork. And I'm going to send you 25 free shirts with your art printed on it. And we might have to DTG them. We'll figure all that out together. So, yes, Josh, thank you so much. I'm going to send you 25 free shirts of your artwork printed because of all the wonderful things you've done.
Yeah.
So everybody support that guy. Love him very much. Thank you guys for watching today. It's been fun just making fun of everything. And I wish you guys have a good time watching the future debates and make fun of it as well, because that's the only thing we can do.
Yeah, it's the only thing it can do.
Yeah, it's all ridiculous. And I like ridiculous. Thank you for watching. This has been What's in the Box with Jon and Brad. See you not next week because of the 4th of July.
Yeah, see you next Friday.
Yes, have a great 4th of July.